everybody. So we're welcome to be here in Intro to Visual Studio Code class number 1. We're going to have 2 classes. This class is, I'm going to show you how to download the app, and I hope you can do it at the same time I'm doing it. So if you have any questions or you get stuck, we can troubleshoot it together. And Visual Code is Visual Studio Code. It's an application that is used to code, to write code in your computer. So you don't have to use, if you are taking classes with me before, we always use online code editor. And with Visual Studio Code, you don't have to be online. You can do it on your computer with your own files and save all your files into your computer. And so you can access that all your files directly from the Visual Studio Code. And in some occasions, you can also work without the internet, which is very convenient. It won't have all the capabilities of Visual Studio Code, but it has the basic text code editor. So right now, there is a lot of information about what is a text code editor, about IDE. And all these things will come out clear to you once we start working on Visual Studio Code and you see how Visual Studio Code works. But the main thing for now is to be able to download it. And that's why I wanted to do this class, so we all learn how to download it and you can have this on your computer. And I can help you have this app in your computer. So if you have any questions, let me know. So to start with that, I'm going to show you a video because I have recorded the way to download the. So I'm going to use Chrome, and then I'm going to show you in Chrome, Google Chrome, and I'm going to show you on Microsoft Edge. So the first thing you have to do is search for Visual Studio Code in either on Google or another engine that you might use. So or write the address, the code address, which is gonna be in also. I'm gonna put it in the. I put the URL in the chat, so you can use that, or you can just Google, or you can just write the URL in the browser. And once you get here, you're gonna see that one of the hits that you're gonna get is Visual Studio Code, and that's where we need to be. So let me know if you are. So the most important part is that everybody find this website. So the website is code.visualstudio.com. So I trust that most of you got that. And then you're gonna see here, it says download. That's one of the subtitles. We wanna go there, we wanna click that. So that's the next step. And then is the choice, depending on what kind of equipment you have, either Windows, Mac, or you have Linux. And you're just gonna click the big button. Don't click these little ones. Those are only for specific circumstances, so just click. So if you got to that side, what is gonna happen, you're gonna click the one that is appropriate for you, and the installer is gonna download to your computer. In Google Chrome, the installer, once you I click, I'm gonna click here Windows. The installer is gonna download. The installer is a file, is a big file, and it's gonna download to your computer. So if you have Google Chrome, it's gonna show up here on the left corner. It's gonna show a little panel, a little square panel. It's gonna let you know that is downloaded. If you have Firefox, it might tell you save as. It might ask you where you wanna save it or what page you wanna save it. So you can click save and it's gonna probably go into your download file. So it's gonna take a couple, depends what, how your computer is set up. Your internet is gonna be, it's gonna either be a fast download or it's gonna take a little bit while. So I put again the link. So you can go there. Once you go there, click download and choose your operating system, whether it's Windows, Mac, or Linux. Click on the bottom that is appropriate for you, either Windows or Mac. And then once you do that, it's going to start, the installer is going to start downloading to your computer. So the next step would be to find the installer, where it went into your computer. But I'm going to go and show you the steps. So once you are here and you finish downloading, so in Google Chrome, I have the option to find that by show in folder or open. So it's going to open the installer. So once you find the installer in your computer, go ahead and open it. And it's going to open the interface for the installer, which is what you're going to see here. Just to make sure everybody gets downloaded successfully. So you're going to accept the agreement and then click next. Then it's going to show you here where is this app going to be located in your computer. And you have to have at least 306, 305, more or less, free disk. If you don't have this, all that free disk, it's going to fail. So then you click next and go to the next window. And then it's going to put a shortcut. Just say yes. I mean, no, say just leave it alone. And here we can create a desktop icon so we can find it easy. It's just an extra step, but it's very helpful. And then click next. And then you click install and wait until the process, the bar is complete. And I guess it depends what is your setup with your computer, your internet speed. And hopefully you go through, it becomes all green and there is no problems. And then you click finish, and when you click finish, it's gonna open the application. And then this is how you know, this is how you know you're successful. You open the interface of Visual Studio Code and just stay there. And you can go through the different tutorials they have if you got there and we're not there yet. If you are a little bit ahead, which is fine. So any problems at all, if you have problems, most likely it's because you either tried to download this application before and you may have remnants of another application of a Visual Studio Code. Maybe you have an old version. So if you have an old version, you'll have to remove the old version completely to install the new one. or you might not have enough. The other error you might get is the that you don't have enough room. If you download the Mac is the same one. Is you just find the installation on your download files and just open it, and it's gonna be the same process. It's just the interface of the installer might change a little bit, but it's actually Mac is much easier than Windows. So the only thing you have to do with Macs is find the installer, double click on the installer, open it, and then go through the steps. And it's much simpler to do it on a Mac than on a Windows. So you might have a faster way to do it. So if you're using Microsoft Edge, you can just search for Visual Studio Code. And then go to downloads. And then you find your operating system. And then with Edge, what is going to happen is it's going to show right here on the right top corner instead of the bottom left corner. And that's the installer working. And then you just click open file. Open file, and then you go through the same process. So how's everybody? Is halfway there? You're almost there. Has anybody had trouble downloading the whole app? Okay, good. How's everybody else doing? Oh, good. Another successful download. Awesome. So what about Fatin? Yeah, thank you, Lillian. And Fatin, Jeff, you're good. Are you guys good? Okay, good. So this is awesome. We're almost there. Good. Not yet. Okay, you have one more person. Okay. Good. Thank you very much for letting me know. So if you are already have your Visual Studio Code, congratulate yourself. I'm glad everything worked out. You can, in the meantime, while we all catch up, you can go to check these small tutorials. We just give you like a little overview, just a peek of what we're gonna do later on. But I'm gonna explain how to write code with this. And I'm gonna use an HTML that's what I'm gonna work. Yeah, I have a Mac too, but I haven't done I haven't done it recently with a Mac, but I think it's, where are you stuck on the Mac? You have to go to the download. If you have, let me share because since I have a Mac, I'm gonna share my screen. So if you have a Mac, you go here on Finder. So there is something called Finder. So go to your Finder and try to go to Downloads, or you can also search for it right here. So if it's there, it's gonna find it. It's VS Code, VS Code. So you can type VS Code and then click enter, and it's gonna, I don't have it in this Mac, but for you, it'll show up right here. It'll show up as one of the options. So now that you all have the Visual Code open, and thank you for going through that, you should either have on your desktop an icon, and you should have also under your app, it should show on your menu. So that's what we just did. So I'm gonna click it. You already have it open, so you don't have to do this. I just have to open it. And I already have things here, so that's why it's showing. But I'm gonna get rid of this because we're gonna do it together. And we're gonna do this together. So I'm gonna go where it says here, get started. This is where you all have. You're not gonna have this because right now you don't have any files. So I just wanna everybody to look at the screen, which is what you should all have. So this is the start screen. How you get to that? You just click under help, get start, and you get this panel. So this is your starting page. When you're brand new to Visual Code, this is your bearings, this is your home page. Later on, it's gonna change because you're gonna get more used to Visual Studio Code. So this is a menu to get started. And there are a couple options here: new file, open folder, and so on. We are gonna work with new file, open folder, but no clone Git. Clone Git is another different subject, so I'm not gonna be covering that. This section here, you are not gonna have it. Most likely you have that empty because you don't have anything mapped right now. But once you start working on it, they're gonna show up here. But so nobody should have, if you have a brand new Visual Code application, nobody should have this. And of course we have the handout, and the handout has all what we went through. So if you wanna do it again, or you have another computer, you can just follow on, in addition to the video, the recording or the video that I just showed you, you can follow these screenshots. So right now you're here, and if you have any troubleshoot, you can go here. So the interesting thing about Visual Code is you can use your files in your computer. So Visual Code is gonna go into your computer and extract files. So it saves you the step of bringing files into Visual Code. It's gonna be mapped into it. So it's gonna make your life much easier because it's gonna go inside your computer, and it's gonna remember too. So that's why these files, when you say open file, open folder, those are in your computer. And then you'll have a map here. We're gonna do, we need to create a folder. So you can go on your desktop, and with the mouse, you can right click, and we're gonna put a folder where it says folder. And if you are using a Mac, you can just make a new folder. And just write project and click enter. So when you were working on code development, we need to make a development folder. So this is where we're gonna put all our files. So if you are in a Mac, you open your Finder and then you go File, New Folder. Let me recreate it here. So if you went here and you want to go back, click here where it says Get Started, and it's going to take you back to the beginning. And you feel like you have accomplished something, and I want to show what is this Visual Studio Code and why I'm doing this class. And so you're going to make up a folder. I just use the desktop, but you can put it anywhere else. And just right click and create a folder. And you're gonna put a project. Next week, we're gonna organize it. But right now, I just gonna do it that way. So everybody has a folder that they can use. And then we're gonna connect this Visual Studio Code to that folder. So we're gonna click open folder, no, open file, open folder. So click here, open folder. And it's gonna open your file explorer or your finders. You have Apple Mac, it's gonna be to your finders, to the directory of all your folders. And then it's gonna show up right here. See, it's gonna know if it's not, it didn't find it, if it was here, just navigate to your desktop and find that project folder that you created. And when you find it, click select folder. And let me know when you are good. So I'm gonna go open folder again, find my project folder where I'm gonna put all my code, do select folder. We're gonna create a file. So we're gonna call it new file. I wanted to do something else, so we're gonna get a little bit ahead, but that's fine. So I'm gonna call this, I'm just gonna do hello world. I'm not gonna code, this is no language, this is just me writing something. It's not picking up any language because for today, I'm not gonna go through this with the language. But next week, we're gonna do HTML. And then you just write hello world. And right now it's on title. So let me just go from the beginning. New file, and just start typing hello world. And right now it says hello world and it's on title. It doesn't know what it is because we haven't selected a language. But it is in the future, it's gonna be HTML. So let's make it an HTML file. So everybody has something written. It doesn't have to be hello world. It could be your name, whatever you want. So let's go file, save as, and it's gonna be saved in that project. But we're gonna change the extension. See, it already recognizes, so it remembers it's gonna go inside the project folder. So erase where it says txt and put HTML. And then under save type, we have to find HTML. So make sure you have the name of the file is already defaulted to hello world. It's fine. For today, it's fine. That HTML is what it makes the file be HTML. HTML is what we use to create websites. So with given the extension HTML, it's gonna make Visual Code know that is an HTML file. And that's a big difference because it's gonna help us. Visual Studio Code is gonna recognize HTML and actually help us on that writing code for HTML. So give it a try hello world.html, and on save type, choose the HTML option. Once you do that, please click save. And when you click save, it changes here, hello world HTML, and it's already, the file is HTML file. Then there you are. I have 2 files, you should have only 1. I have 2 files. So if you go here to projects, if you go to your project folder, you're gonna see your file there. Of course, I have 2 because I made 2 versions, but you should have at least 1. So this is good because whatever you create on Visual Studio Code is gonna be safe in your computer. And you don't have to worry about moving things, making sure they're safe. Then now you're ready to write code. I'm gonna give you some code. So you're gonna go and can just put this. So the code I give you, just copy. Once you paste it, make sure you save it. You're gonna go and save. So everything gets inside that folder. Until you don't save it, you haven't done anything. You can have all that code, but until you save it, it's like you have nothing. So that's why sometimes we just use autosave it keeps saving. So you want to save, you can use save, or you can put your autosave, or you can do Control S to save it. In the last 5 minutes, we're going to debug it, and you're going to see a website. The website is not going to be alive, so you cannot give people like your URL and see and look at it. It's just going to be a demo for demo, so you can see what it looks like what the code looks like, but it's not on a live website, because to do that, you have to have a host and so on. On the handout. So the handout I gave you, if you have it handy, just go to the handout, and I have the code here. I'm gonna put the code here. I was supposed to put it there, but I didn't put it. So just go ahead and do that. And just refresh your handout because I just put it in there. So just take all this and copy and then paste it into the Visual Code. If it's too much problem, what you can do is do this. Open the bracket P, and then do the hello world and put it in between the 2 P's. That'll work too. And then go ahead and save it. The important thing is you have a little bit of code. If you don't have all the code, just have, bracket this element, the element P and the closing element P. Okay, let me know, and then we're gonna debug it, and then you're gonna see your website, a sample of the website. Okay, so once you have this, you can go here where it says run and debug. So if you just want to watch now and see how I do it, and then you can do it. So go ahead and run and debug. And then it's going to ask you again, run and debug. And then it's going to ask you what internet browser. So for me, it shows Chrome and Edge. So I'm just going to use Chrome. And then it's going to show up. There it is. That's the website. So anytime I add more info, I click save, and I can refresh this, and it's gonna, whatever I write on the code editor is gonna be updated here if I refresh it. And that's the basic of Visual Studio Code. So if you got this far, congratulations. I'll see you next week, where we're gonna actually be doing a proper HTML file and website. So stay tuned, come back. If not, you're still having trouble, stay, so I can help you troubleshoot it.